Welcome back to the For Life Way podcast. I'm Jade, and I'm joined by Dave and Gabby Daughtrey. These are our Platinums who have joined us in studio today, and we're so excited to get to chat with them more. So let's get started. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's always a treat when you guys are, in the office and we get to chat.
It's fun to be here.
And tour everything again, and it's awesome.
Yes.
So my first question, we want to start with the origin of how you got started with For Life and what stood out to you the most when you were looking at joining For Life as a business?
Well, for me, having been in this industry of network marketing for 18 years prior to For Life, when it came to, because it kind of just fell in my lap, I was introduced to For Life through a good friend of mine who happened to be one of the very first scientists with For Life. I'd known him before For Life. Mm-hmm. So he carried a lot of credibility with me when he told me about the For Life products, specifically Transfer Factor. So I believed him, I trusted him, but because of my previous 18 years of history, I had been through a lot of ups and downs and basically 3 business failures. So I had a bit of trepidation.
Right.
I was just more unsure, about who I was associating myself with, because I just didn't want to repeat what happened, for the previous 18 years. And so for me, I fell in love with the product.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
The product had a tremendous impact on my health. And I felt great, loved it, but I had this big question mark when it comes to, associating myself with the company.
Right.
But that all changed on October 20, 1998, when I met David Lisenby. When we met David Lisenby, I knew it was life-changing. I knew that moment that this was going to be a home for me, just because David had the right vision, principles, values, being conservative. He's not going to, risk, the company or our opportunity. And I was right. We're in year 28.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so cool. And it's cool, we're full circle. We're back here again, and got to see David Lisenby again this morning, and that was awesome. And that really leads me to my next question then. Choosing For Life, what made you want to join For Life over another network marketing company at the time?
Well, Gabby was new to networking, so For Life's really her first company. For me, it came down to, what is the long-term vision of the company. That's what it was for me. And the fact, too, I really, even though we're in network marketing,
right.
I don't consider For Life your typical marketing company. They're a research company. And so For Life is continuously innovating. They're continuously doing research, which, again, that lends itself to longevity because they're always forward thinking. And our job as affiliates is to get the word out there.
Yeah.
Just talk and build relationships. For Life does their part very well,
right.
which is to bring us products that we can talk about, that have an impact, and tend to be proprietary as well.
I like what you said about longevity. I feel like that's really what everyone wants in a network marketing company, right? Is how far can we go? Is this going to be, long term? Because, there are companies that do go under and all of those things. So
look, 1%, that's 1 in 100 of all network marketing companies make it past 10 years. That's 1 in 100. And I heard that statistic years back from Tony Robbins, actually. But it's true. So in an industry that tends to be a bit fickle, we're very blessed to have this company that's rock solid.
Yeah, that's amazing. I didn't know that statistic. So that's really cool to hear that. And to see how amazing For Life is, like you said, with research and our longevity. So it's really thanks to David Lisenby, our founder. That's awesome. Okay, so what do you think is For Life's best product? So
That's
What
for
do
you,
think is the
sweetie.
best product?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one because every product has science and many years of research. We love every single product. All our targeted products are transfer factor, formulas, which they're life-changing and have been for us in many, many ways. So I can't really say which one because they are all amazing.
Absolutely.
I'll say I love RioVida.
Yeah.
RioVida, you can't beat the taste. It's to me, it's kind of an on-the-go product as well. In fact, at lunch right now, take your RioVida Stix, open it up. We ask for water wherever we eat and just pour it in there.
That's great.
Yeah, you get your transfer factor.
There too.
Absolutely.
Just be at the restaurant. What's that?
The same with Energy Go Stix. That's another one that I like. I like the on-the-go. I can just take these products with me and have them anywhere.
Yeah, I love that. And in terms of the business, the opportunity, what do you think is For Life's best product there?
Well, we're known as the immune system company, and we kind of coined that phrase going back to 1998. So, of course, Transfer Factor and Transfer Factor Plus being a flagship, although with Transfer Factor Max coming out now, Transfer Factor Max, I'm excited about that. The more I learn about this phytofactor, and I've always been into plant-based type products as well, and I've always known that plants have also an immune system. They have a defense mechanism, and to be able to now take that technology, that science, and isolate it, I guess, and extract it for our consumption. I'm extremely excited about Transfer Factor Max.
Yes, that's going to be a really fun one to hear more about at convention. The Science Symposium is going to have all of that information, so I'm very excited for that. But again, it's all due to the innovation that you just talked about with research and our R&D team and everything, so I'm excited too. That's awesome. I do want to shift gears a little bit to talk about entrepreneurship because I know that you talk a lot about entrepreneurship with your team and you do a lot of mentorship, and I want to know what you think the key is to being a great entrepreneur.
I think, I would say versatility. Also, you need to learn to adapt, because a good entrepreneur has the ability to adapt and overcome. There's always challenges. Everything is cyclical. It goes through cycles. And Gabby, for example, she's extremely product driven. So when we do a lot of our trainings, she focuses on the product. Yeah. I'm more opportunity driven. So I focus on the compensation plan, how to make money, and so forth. But the beauty of this is that it's all encompassing. There's, you have the products, you have the opportunity, but at the same time, I really believe the greatest value that you get is in the personal development. Because I don't know of any other industry where you basically start at ground zero. Nobody hires you to be, vice president.
Yeah,
you start out, everybody starts out at the same point, and then you build. So it really is what I would call equal opportunity for everybody. So as you progress and grow, I tell people, you can lose money, you can lose health, you can lose freedom. Look at COVID, everybody was quarantined, but nobody can take your skills. Yeah. So I believe really one of the greatest values of this business model is the skills you develop by being engaged, by being active and being connected. And one of my first mentors back in 1981 told me, always remember, David, you are who you associate yourself with. This is a place you can come associate yourself with other entrepreneurs that are all working hard towards their goals and their dreams. And the best way to do it is to do it together. And this is a place you can do that. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, it's all about the community and lifting each other up. And you've built an incredible team that way as well.
Right. But Gabby, she comes from, as well, being her first company, I think she sees things a bit differently because, I come from 18 years of experience. So I had been associated with all these people. So for her, coming from the corporate, being a manager, in the corporate world to all of a sudden being involved in networking, she too has learned a lot about entrepreneurship.
Totally. Yeah, it's a great perspective to have, for sure. That's awesome. So I do want to talk about what you think network marketing, why network marketing works so well for building entrepreneurs. I feel like I've heard you talk about the fact that there's no overhead. It's, very minimal that you have to put in terms of finances, and you can just hit the ground running, and it's how hard you work.
Right. What do you think? I call it the poor man's business, because in fact I don't like to use the word poor. When I say the broke person's business, because I think poor is a state of mind, and broke is a matter of time. But the reality is, in this business, it's kind of a double-edged sword in a way, because it's easy in, easy out. Meaning, sure, low investment. $25 to basically open up a distributorship and get started. And then your own investment is really in your personal use of the products. So when you think of the benefits, you don't have to buy inventories, you don't have any overhead to deal with, and so no employees, no inventory management, no rents to pay, all that stuff's done for you. So you get to focus on one main thing. What's the main thing? This, building relationships. I always say weedy, talking to people, So, and if you get to focus on one thing, you can accomplish more in a shorter period of time. So I call it time compression. What most people spend a lifetime doing, you can compress down into 7 years, maybe 10 years, if you focus and go to work. And it's life-changing, because what you build here is yours eternally.
That's amazing. Yeah. So that's why network marketing really is such a great opportunity for entrepreneurs. I love that.
It is the ultimate entrepreneur's opportunity, because again, you learn to do so much, and you just become a very well-rounded entrepreneur, because you start from scratch. Sure, it is sales, so your salesmanship gets better, but then also it's about leadership, and a lot of people don't see themselves as leaders. Here you learn, to be a good leader. And it's done by associating yourself with other great leaders.
Right. Everybody has an opportunity to be a leader in this business. Yeah, absolutely. Now I want to shift gears a little bit to convention. Love convention. It's amazing. I know you guys both come every single convention, and I want to know, what would you tell someone that's maybe thinking about coming to convention? Why would you tell them to come to convention? How important is it?
It is very important to come to convention. It's like the gathering of our company, and internationally, everyone that's in every market that we have an office, and even anyone can come to the convention, but I would say it is an investment of your time, but it's an investment that will help you carry your business. It's very important to take pictures, videos, do your Instagram, Facebook, any kind of social media post. Show people, hey, I'm here because this is my company, and I represent these amazing products. It is very important to come to convention. We haven't missed one and don't plan to. And we encourage everyone that we know and our affiliates to attend if they can. And we make it a priority. As soon as convention is over, please come to the next convention. Save up for it. It is well worth your time.
It shows your level of commitment as well. And I learned at a young age that involvement creates commitment. So you stay involved, you stay connected, and therefore you're more committed. Therefore, you achieve higher levels of success. Plus, how can you ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do? We come to convention, well, to learn, but at the same time, we're a family. This is all, we're very culture-based. I love the culture of For Life, together building people. That's what we're about. And so you go to convention, and why is it that after convention, that month after, sales volume increases? That's because everybody goes back home and they carry that level of excitement with them, and they take it to their people. And understand there are a lot of people that just can't make it, especially in the international markets. But those that do, without a doubt, their businesses increase.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and we have stats to prove that as well. So you're right on. Absolutely. It's a game changer for sure. And with that, speaking of game changer, was there a convention that you attended that ended up being a game changer for your business that year?
A lot of them, and we go back to the conventions. I remember back in the days of the 2002 convention. But for me personally, I would probably say one of the conventions that for me was a fun convention where I just felt...
They're all fun.
They're all well, but this one in particular because it was the launch of the ProTF protein.
Yes, you were so involved in that.
I prepared heavily for it, and I'm working out at the gym.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a product of the product, be an example.
Right, of course, yeah.
And we played that basketball game against the executives.
Yes.
I was in such great shape. I was just sprinting up and down the court at 55 years old.
That's amazing.
And so that one for me was special. But even going back to the very early ones, where we might have had 500 people at a convention, those are more intimate, and they were a lot of fun as well. But it comes back to the memories, I would say. The memories that we create, meeting everyone that comes to convention.
Totally. Do you have a fun memory that sticks out to you?
We have a lot of fun memories, but gosh, there's so many. We have to rewatch our son. He put everything on CD.
Oh,
we have to rewatch some of those conventions that we were able to record. But they're all amazing. It's like, when you're with For Life, it's family. And the more we go out there and get more affiliates, the bigger our family gets. Yeah. And that's the goal,
I remember one of my favorites was actually when Bianca was Dorothy. Remember she clicked her shoes.
She was those photos.
Yeah. That was a fun convention.
And she sang.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she made it so special too, everything.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I love that. These are such fun memories. I want to know, is there a piece of advice that you would like to give affiliates maybe that are just starting out? Obviously, you were just starting out, your first time in network marketing. You had been in network marketing for a long time, and now you have all of this experience, the both of you. Do you have any advice for an affiliate just starting out?
Yes, especially the younger generation. In a world of clickers, where that's all we do every day, click, 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 and we live in a world of communication and information. Everything's right at your fingertips. You want to communicate with somebody, in New Zealand or Japan, it's just a phone, WhatsApp, or messenger away. And so, but building something, such as a network or a community, it requires time. It requires energy. And so you have to have a vision. You have to have a plan of action. Otherwise, you're just blowing around like the wind. And again, you have to stay involved. You associate yourself with people that have done it, experienced people. Be like a sponge. Learn from them, all right? But more than anything, understand, the greatest educator there is experience. Experience. So I love this business because you get involved and you just start to experience everything. And I'll be the first to admit, there's challenges. There's rejection.
In everything.
And not everybody's ready to join. Not everybody's ready to buy something.
Right.
But that's not your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we just keep that in mind and we go out and do what we do, have fun doing it, and fall in love with it. Make it enjoyable.
Right.
Taking a message to people. But when you think about that message, it's not just about taking a particular product. It's not just about making $1. It's about building a future.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
And that does include, of course, the benefits of health and wellness, because that's the business we're in. and then the part of having residual, an income that can come in, if you go out and you build.
Right.
But have that vision. You've got to have that long-term vision. Otherwise, it's kind of like a revolving door, easy come, easy go.
Right. I love what you said about it being fun and like making it fun, because I feel like a lot of people are held back by this business because they're like afraid of the no, right?
They take it too seriously sometimes.
Yeah, you can't take yourself too seriously, right? Like you have to have fun with it. You have to learn your own way of doing it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I'll say this, look, as human beings, we're creatures of emotion. And the two greatest motivators, honestly, when it comes to emotion, is inspiration and desperation. And in our business, people tend to join because they're in a desperate situation and they need to make money and they want to make it now.
Right.
All right? You can make some quick money. We pay every day. But if you really want to build a long-term, business and income, it does take time and some patience. But the great thing about it, when you're with other people doing it, we all have a common cause, and all have our dreams and our goals, and doing it together is just the best way to do it.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. And you guys have done that. You guys have built something amazing. So now, just to end, is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't covered? Is there any encouragement you want to give affiliates? Anything that you want to share?
Sweetie?
I would say if you're starting out, learn about your favorite product. Learn everything you can so that when you tell people, oh my gosh, I love this lotion. It's so hydrating, especially in the winter. What does it have, What ingredients? You don't have to know everything.
Right.
You can just say, it's amazing, it's very moisturizing, and it has a molecule called transfer factor. And it's, our skin is the largest organ in our body. So it's very good for you. Whether it's lotion, whether it's you're trying to avoid soda, you drink our RioVida sticks, you need energy, you drink our energy Go Stix. Learn a little bit about why you love your product.
Yeah.
Why do you love it, And maybe some key point ingredients of why it's good for you.
Absolutely.
I would say I can't think of a business that is as versatile as this business. I mean, think about it. We live in a world of globalization, right? Everything's global now, so your marketplace is really the world. We're a multinational company. You can live on a little island out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean as long as you have access to internet, and you can build an empire just by using the tools we provide, the trainings we provide. Everything is there for you. All you have to do is have the desire. So in fact, I tell people all the time, I'll take desire over experience any day. You can have all experience in the world, but if you don't have desire, it's all for naught.
That's powerful. Desire over experience.
Absolutely. And then if you have that desire, we provide everything else. Where can you get that? And I told this too, the training, look, to go to seminars and to learn something, people pay a lot of money, right? In fact, I know just of one particular seminar. I'm from San Diego. We're from San Diego. Yeah. So somebody who actually lived pretty close to us, Tony Robbins, pay $10,000, right? And I look at that almost like a balloon of helium. It's great. You get pumped up, but once the helium wears off, if it comes back down, who's there to catch you? Who's there on a daily basis to work with you?
Right.
Here, you get that. We do daily meetings and trainings and so forth. And guess what? It's free. That part of it is, you just come and listen and learn.
Yeah.
And like I said, your monetary investment is in your health. Yes. Just consuming the products. It doesn't get any simpler than that.
Absolutely. Man, that's powerful. I love that. Thank you both so much for joining today and just having this conversation with me. You both are a well of knowledge, and I'm so excited
Thank you.
that you're here and that I got to chat with you. And join us next time on the next podcast. We'll see you next time.